What's up guys, and welcome to another really quick Iron Harvest update video, mostly because we've got big news. Iron Harvest is getting a Kickstarter, yeah! I need money. No, but in all seriousness, Iron Harvest just announced that basically, you want it, they're gonna give it. Kickstarter. Hopefully we can get that funded for them. I have some faith. But let's talk about what they're planning to do. So first off, they asked what consoles, what platforms do people want Iron Harvest on? And let's just say that it was a phenomenal scream for PC. The next highest one was the PlayStation 4. They asked us what kind of things would you want out of a Kickstarter, what kind of information or little perks to get out of the Kickstarter. And I'm just going to go over what the highest one was. The highest demand was asking for work-in-progress builds. Things like alphas of the game, betas of the game, getting more hands-on with the game early so that we can help see how it's developing and see how that goes. I personally would like more voting and more videos and stuff, but that's just me. We did vote on this. So they asked people what they wanted for packages, and there was a lot of votes, a lot of pull either way. I'll let you know what the highest one, but I'm actually going to go through all the packages currently. So the first one, and subsequently the highest one, was a digital package. What it would be is to make it as affordable as possible. The digital package would only be about $35 to $40 is what their goal is. There would be no frills, it would just be a Steam key and a download of the game. That was about 43% of people said that, hey, just give me the game and let's go for it. If you got a little bit more money, they did offer a digital special edition. This would be somewhere around $50, maybe a little bit more. It would be a key for to download the game, as well as a digital art book and the soundtrack, and maybe some beta access and some other things. So that sounds pretty good. Then they wanted the lowest physical package, which they wanted to be around $80 to $90, maybe a little bit more, depending on what we can do, maybe a little bit less. It would be a special edition version of the game. They asked, hey, is this kind of stuff you're interested in? Things like a steel art box, an actual CD for the soundtrack, art book, an additional download key, and beta access. All in a big box. I think that sounds fantastic. They're also thinking about a Kickstarter edition, which would be around $120 to $130. Kickstarter edition would be the game. It would be a Kickstarter exclusive box. It might come with a miniature mech, which I think would be fantastic, especially if you got to pick which mech you wanted. That would be kind of cool if there were some options. There'd be a printed hardcover art book, there'd be a weapons manual, the physical soundtrack, a poster, an autograph postcards or something else, things to try to make it a little bit more appealing. And then of course they were talking about some sort of high-end super deluxe award, upwards of $250 onwards, which would basically be everything that came before it, but bigger and better stuff. I personally am a fan of the $2 million reward of they actually build you a mech. Do it. Do it. So they asked how important different rewards and different things are to people, and I'm just going to go over what the most popular was. Well, the most popular by far was the game itself. I think that's an duh. If you're going to be giving to the Kickstarter, a lot of people don't care about little postcards or anything for smaller rewards. I think the first actual reward you get should be the game. If you're going to be given money, try to get the actual game from it. So I think that'll be the best for everyone. Let's go over what the non-game perk is, because I feel like that was a little cheap. So the next highest perk reward, people really want beta access. They want to know how the game's developing. They want to get their hands on it as early as possible. They want to try it out. They want to learn how to play, and they want to get the feel. And they want to know if it's something that they are happy with buying, or if they want to have some effect over its development or minor changes. I also think that this is important, mostly because I want to make sure that the game does well and that the game is released very well. I would like to look for bugs, make sure that it runs smoothly. I don't have the best computer in the world, so it's a good indicator of kind of what a normal person would buy and pick up the game and be able to do. So that's something I'm definitely interested in. I also want to make a little thing, I don't think it was very high on the list. I like the idea of a mech miniature, something for your work desk or for something at home. I really like that idea. Again, I like the idea of having different ones for different mechs in the game, and then maybe you get to choose, or maybe a small higher price gets you all 3 or all 4 or something. Definitely look into that. That would be cool. Especially since, you know what I learned today? Not today, I've learned recently, is that Scythe, the board game that I'm also interested in, is in the same world with Iron Harvest. So it's not just me going, oh my god, Scythe in this game or thing. They're part of the same world, and Scythe definitely has miniatures. I wouldn't want the Scythe miniatures in the game for them to just say, oh look, we got you a little miniature walker. However, I would like to see them maybe be close, or maybe even have your own miniature with Scythe things so you could use it in the game. That would be cool. This also makes me really want to get Scythe. If you are selling the game really cheap, or if you want to donate the game to the channel, please let me know in the comments down below or get in contact with me. I'm very interested in getting a hold of the game. It's just a little rich for my blood at the moment, especially with this Kickstarter and, fingers crossed, Rivet Wars Western Front. That might be somewhere on the horizon. I'm really interested in getting it as cheaply as possible. Other things that they released a soundtrack or a kind of an intro to the soundtrack to let us know what the game will kind of sound like. I really like it. I would really like the Kickstarter to do really well, and maybe we can get that. It sounds a little MIDI file to me. I would really like to see it done with an orchestra. I really would like it to be a stretch goal if it does really well to get the soundtrack orchestrated by a live orchestra and get it sounding a little bit more epic, but don't get me wrong, the soundtrack sounds great. If you haven't listened to it, there will be a link in the description, but it's probably been playing in this video, or I'll play it now. It sounds fantastic. Also, they've been working on some unit portraits, so let's have a look at them for a second. I think they look great. I like all the detail that went into them. I would like to see more units. It's some of the same units we've been seeing, but I think that's the point, is that we're familiar with them. I would like to see a little bit more units, maybe introduced through their unit portrait instead of their model if you're trying to keep them a little secret or something. I'm very interested to see kind of the differences between the factions at the moment. I'm not keeping up to date with which factions are which, but I think that they look very fantastic, and it just shows that a lot of love and effort went into this game, and I love it. And that's all for this really quick update video. So you guys keep watching them, and I keep making them. So thank you so much. Do feel free to share and like. That helps the channel a lot. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe, and definitely let us know in the comments down below if you want to see more Iron Harvest videos. If you want to see other steampunk videos or steampunk game videos, I definitely have a bunch on my channel, so definitely feel free to check those out. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.